Our viewer question today, they mentioned that you have spoken before about the importance of vitamin D, especially for vegans, to take. But they have asked what you would recommend for children, if children need to take a vitamin D supplement or how that would work with children that are also vegan.
It's an issue because mostly of modern life, literally a million years ago on the African savannas, little babies would be born to the tribal group and they'd be playing out in the sunshine all day, naked in the sun. And I'm sure vitamin D levels were normal. They may have been sowing the seeds for skin cancer and aging and all that stuff back then, but at least vitamin D was probably abundant in their bodies because as the sunlight falls on the skin, the vitamin D is created. That said, we don't raise our babies and our infant and toddlers out in the sun very much. On the contrary, we shelter them from the sun. And vitamin D is an essential vitamin, and the more we learn about it, the more we see it, how important it is. It's involved certainly in absorbing calcium out of our food and helping it get to the bones. But we're now seeing that it plays dozens and dozens of roles in the body, from immune health to membrane strength to nerve function. And so it's important, especially as a little child is growing, that they have adequate vitamin D levels. So I am in favor of vitamin D supplementation for little ones. If you look on the internet, you'll find the standard recommended amounts of vitamin D, where adults, I believe the government is recommending 600 international units a day, but the common dose that is taken by most adults these days is 2,000, and it seems to be quite safe. No one runs into a problem with that. Well, that dosage is, of course, scaled down when it comes down to infants, and depending on whether the child is 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, I think 50 units and 100 and 300 units. It's in the hundreds of units, not in the thousands of units. But I'm a big fan of multivitamins, low potency multivitamins for growing children. These days, there's so much processed foods. There's so much depletion in a lot of the whole foods we're eating. That I think children should be guaranteed a sufficient amount of zinc in their diet, vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin K, calcium, etc., and a good low potency. You don't need 50,000 units of vitamin D for a little one, but these pediatric vegan multivitamins, I think, are appropriate a few times a week at least. You got to cover these kids. Certainly B12 amounts, but riboflavin, pyridoxine, these are important as well, and a good multivitamin will have that. So yes, vitamin D supplementation gets a thumbs up from this doc. Find the appropriate dose depending on the child's age and weight, from 100 units, 300, 500. You'll see it in their tables. But as long as you're giving them a vitamin D supplement, I would suggest giving them a vegan children's multivitamin, just to make sure that there's enough iodine for their thyroid and other essential vitamins and minerals. So here's one case that I think you should take advantage of the supplementation that's available, and that includes for vitamin D. Hi everyone, Dr. Michael Klaper here, announcing our new format for our Q&A with Dr. K. Each day, Annie Hagen will be asking me one question that's been sent in by our viewers. So if you want to see if your question is getting answered, do join us for our daily Q&A with Dr. K right here. Hope to see you then.